Luka actually talked about the trust that they have to have consistently by moving the ball to the open guy. Dorian Finney-Smith benefited from the ball movement. The thing about last night, none of those guys played huge minutes.
No one over 30, as a matter of fact, last night.
Oh, George, there's some of that defense that.
This is game 2 of a 5-game homestand for Dallas. They're 6-1 so far this year at home. Opener of the homestand, 117-112. They beat Portland the other night. Dallas has been pretty good in fast break defense this year, as opponents are scoring about 13 fast break points a game. That's 8th best in terms of transition defense, where Dallas ranks. Mavs looking for their first lead. Let's see if Luka can give it to them. Well, he's going to pass it to finish.
Had to rush it. The closeout was very aggressive.
Averaging 12 a game this year, Skin, but last 4 games, Powell at 17 points per game and 50% shooting. Inside Luka, absorbs contact, rebounds his own. Averaging 12 a game this year, Skin, but last 4 games, Powell at 17 points per game and 50% shooting. Inside Luka, absorbs contact, rebounds his own miss, and this time got the ball.
Well, they're going to give Luka a lot of attention, and we were talking about trust from the last game. Attacking the rebound was Dorian Finney-Smith.
Luka shot a moment ago, giving Dallas their first lead, and looking to extend that lead. A Luka three-pointer is in and out.
Him leaning into Zubac, really bodied him, allowed him to have position to get that follow.
Too much on that Reggie Jackson three.
White is such a bouncy player. Really has a lot of elevation and spring.
High off the glass.
Had to be high.
Luka, how many times has he put Zubac in the torture chamber? And he does it right there on the drive, and the fancy finish. There's a timeout on the floor. Jim Jackson and Jamal Mashburn each with 50. And by the way, 2 of those 50-point guys are in the building tonight.
Jimmy told me he was in Miami.
See, Harp's already done his investigating.
Right, okay.
Corner 3. Tough one by Spencer Dinwiddie. But the tougher the shot, the better he looks as of.
That's fair.
The thing was loaded.
You got to believe in yourself, baby.
It's a good look.
Dodo believing in himself, knocking down a three-pointer. Good by Reggie Bullock. Reggie Jackson slips, low pass, picked up by the Mavericks. It's a steal by Luka, who's 5th in the league at 2 steals a game.
Nice ball movement.
Dinwiddie, he's shooting well, but so's Dorian Finney-Smith. He made every 2-pointer that he took on Saturday night, going 6 for 6. Wood is 10th. Other than Paul George, it's all bench guys on the floor right now for LA. Paint catch, Wood going to work. And gets his work done inside, Scan over Batum. And then word came out he was going to have season-ending surgery for a chronic problem with his heel. While he was rehabbing that, as Luka hits a 3, he had an Achilles injury.
That's unfortunate for him.
For an all-star.
Norman Powell, no good. Long Luka 3 a moment ago gives him a double-digit first quarter, and he just added 2 more as he hits a little floater in the paint. Well, let's see how Luka ends the first quarter. Shooting a 3, Zubac, and that will do it.
Alongside Jim Jackson and watching everybody come up and remember the good old days. Reunion Arena. Now, Luka Doncic down the lane and down the hatch, and the beat goes on for the youngster.
Yeah.
Here's Luka. Oh, he's working over Zubac.
Yeah, and Zubac is wearing those wheelies where the little wheels pop out on the bottom of his shoulder. Yeah, flying around a little bit. That makes it difficult.
That it's not working. The theory is not working.
Coach, help me out.
Yeah. Let's double this guy or do something.
Stop sending me out there, pat me on the butt, and say, go get him, big guy. Covington recently missed some time in health and safety protocols. 8 games this year, only averaging 4 points and 3 rebounds in 15 minutes. And Luka spun past him, inside against Amir Coffey, and a foul, which is LA's 3rd of the quarter.
Free throw attempt comparison.
Dallas 2nd in the league, Hart. Luka went to the free throw line against Portland the other night 18 times, making 15. Averaging 8 points per game this year. Dodo's got 9 tonight. About 33% on his three-pointers this year, but that number is with Wood leading the attack with 19 that night. Steal Luka, and then a foul committed by Robert Covington. Maxi Kleber is back after that very hard fall on his lower back earlier in the quarter. Luka off the...
Clippers have been very disengaged tonight.
That's a rip-through move, I think, so it would just be 2 free throws, not 3 for Luka. As
you got to play with what you have. They're still, 2 games over 500 in spite of Kawhi not. If you can't play offense, you got to play defense.
Yep.
You got to do something if you can't score.
But that's not a good thing to do a dance break in basketball.
Not during a game.
Yeah.
You picked up your dribble.
Luka steps through the defense, attacks the lane. Good kickouts. And it's Finney Smith, another beneficiary of one of those Luka kickouts. Dorian's got 4 threes in the first half.
They can do that at the Red Bull Flu Talk. Fine with it.
Ooh, Luka doubled. Able to work his way out of it, but then the pass went off Kleber's leg, and Paul George hits a 3 at the buzzer, and at this moment, it's been counted. Forward by Zubac, could have been a goaltend. Here is Paul George, and George draws a quick foul, a quick shooting foul, as a matter of fact, and a trip to the free throw line.
You got to get back to that. That's what made you successful offensively.
Okay.
Luka beats Paul George to the jump ball, but it's a late clock situation for Dinwiddie and a giant killer. Here's Luka. Off the glass, no. There's been a foul, but it's not involving Luka and the shot attempt. It's on the rebound as Powell fouled Zubac. Not looking very crisp on offense for Dallas so far here in the third quarter. Maybe this will help because they're in transition after a steal. And Luka, usually it's the other way around, but Dwight does his buddy Luka a favor with the dime. Working in isolation.
Can't go anywhere.
Tough shot, and it's no good. Another end of the floor, Luka on the block. Paul George was able to force a jump ball in this situation a little while ago. Luka misses. Shooting over 57% from the floor, 42% on his three-pointers this year. Paul George chasing Luka. Luka shakes free, tough shot, and got that tough shot over Zubac.
Needed that one.
Big time, man.
Throwing Hardaway. Size advantage on a post-up here. Luka against John Wall. Got to his body and missed. Hardaway to throw in.
Oh, yeah.
Now here's Luka driving. This time he will be shooting. He got bodied hard by Zubac. Well, the good news is that Luka is shooting free throws. How it just adds up over the course of a career.
There's no question. But the way Luka plays.
Shea and Ja are the 2 players driving it more than Luka. And here's another drive, and there's another finish inside. Well, one-man gang time now for Luka. If they pick up the pace here, they might end up working the clock for a 2-for-1. That's what they'll do. Pick up the pace for a Luka stop and pop. From 22 points at the beginning of the quarter all the way down to 2. At the end of the quarter, here is Luka. It's been a steady diet at him at the end of the third. And the Mavericks feasting on that diet. Luka scores again. Luka driving on the near inside. I think there's going to be a technical here. Yep. The Clippers have started to pick up the three-point shooting, and their shooting and their defense and everything about their game here in the second half, so I point that out. George lost the dribble. Dinwiddie's three-point play closing the gap to 2 points. Norman Powell, bad miss on a 3. Luka back in the game.
Bandits regroup, and now it's going to be a slugfest moving here forward for the next 7:20.
Batum made his 5th straight different look for the defense, and
Good D.
less taxing on Luka. Doubled out of Morris. His hands, Luka intercepts the pass. Wall was looking for Zubac. Doubled out of Morris. His hands, Luka intercepts the pass. Wall was looking for Zubac.
Scramble mode.
Running the floor. Hardaway from Finney Smith. No good. Tip out rebound by Dodo, and Luka collects it with 6:27 to go. Now Bullock getting back after the Dallas turnover, and he plants in front of John Wall, and a blocking foul.
In this game, up to 17 points.
That ties the season high.
Yeah.
Foul.
Great those.
One in taking jumpers, especially if the jumpers are long twos. And Kleber played in the first half, but a hard fall to the floor resulted in a low back contusion that has him out for the remainder of the game. Looked like he wanted to shoot it, but opted for a pass to Luka, who drives and leaves it for Finney Smith. On the money! 3-ball corner pocket from the league leader in made corner threes this year.
stopped and popped and knocked it in. Quality possession needed here.
More 7 of 10, 16 points. And here's Luka on the drive, and he leaves it a little bit short. High pick and roll involving Luka and Powell on the double. Finney Smith, Bullock, he's driving it and looks for Finney Smith. It's a loose ball, and Luka picks it up. There's some Luka magic! Finney Smith looking for the throw in. He loops it across the floor to an open Tim Hardaway. Hardaway dribbling away from Paul George, and it's all over.
That's a good win.
You're darn right it is. 103-101 is the final score. Mavericks over the Los Angeles Clippers.